Chris from MrBeast, he's been part of MrBeast crew for a while. Honestly, he was probably one of my favorite MrBeast members. He seemed pretty cool from what I experienced or I've seen. But recently, he came out as gender non-conforming, or in other words, I guess trans or something. I don't know really too much about the LGBT stuff, so yeah. How Chris became the most hated MrBeast member. Okay.
One of the OG members of the MrBeast channel and has been active in Jimmy's videos from the beginning of his career. However, in the span of the last month, Chris has had a visible change in appearance and has recently announced that he has been going through hormone.
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this tweet, I was laughing my ass off. I mean, it's no disrespect to his situation at all, or like what he's trying to become, but I don't know. Oh, not this one. Yeah, the bro, what the fuck happened? Yeah, that's what I was laughing at, not the HRT thing. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah, what the fuck did happen, bro? It's only been like, what, a year?
Therapy by taking estrogens in order to feminize him. How he has received a lot of hate from this public announcement and why Karl Jacobs might be correlated with Chris's transitioning will be discussed in this video. Chris is a crucial part of the MrBeast YouTube channel and has always stood out in the videos because of his unique style of humor. There were always some changes in the MrBeast production team here and there, but it would all change when Karl Jacobs was hired as an editor. Karl and Chris formed a very close friendship with each other, and when one of the ex-MrBeast members named Jack the Viking would leave the MrBeast cast, it was the perfect opportunity for a new member to join. Karl and Chris's friendship was so strong that according to MrBeast himself, Chris wouldn't film videos unless Karl was with him in the main cast.
And then the other guy, Karl, he was my editor that Chris literally just became friends with. And Chris was like, I don't want to film unless Karl's around. I was like, all right, Karl, you're part of the team.
But as soon as Karl...
Damn, okay. So, I guess Chris took like a very good liking to Karl, I guess?
and Chris were seen a lot in the videos together, many people would start to notice that Chris would start to change a bit. In a tweet that was published back in late 2020, Chris would say this: also, I want to use my all to let everyone know that I am bisexual. And when I told...
Okay, I never knew that, and I guess it's because he did just post it on his alt account. But honestly, Chris looked like the straightest motherfucker to me, bro. He didn't look bi or anything, but I guess that's what happens when you mask it a lot. You're just good at hiding it, but hey, man. Hey, that's all you, bro. I'm a straight man. I like vagina, but hey, do you, man.
With a few people I did when I was 16, I got a lot of negative backlash from friends/family. Just know if the people around you don't love and support you, we always will. Even though this tweet didn't cause Chris to get a lot of hate, it were all the small changes after that led to people slowly seeing the so-called...
Yeah, like he just started growing out his hair and then dressing a little bit more feminine. That's what I knew some shit was kind of up. It was kind of weird to me. I mean, I'm just saying it's weird because I'm not used to dressing feminine, bro. Like, I don't know, like I'm typically used to seeing him with short hair, fucking cracking like stupid ass Call of Duty jokes occasionally, you feel me? But I think it's even weirder the fact that he has a kid, but hey, we'll tap on that later.
Of Karl effect. During this time, people started questioning if Chris and his wife were divorced, since they wouldn't be uploading images together on their social media, and Chris wasn't wearing his wedding ring anymore. In March of 2023, this was confirmed, since Chris tweeted about explaining the situation. For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated. We are finalizing things soon, but these things take time. We like to keep our personal lives private.
I mean, no shit, bro. Like, if I got married and then I found out that my husband, I mean, I'm not a girl, obviously, but if I found out that my husband was freaking trans, like, obviously, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Like, whole time you just been lying that you were straight the whole time, and we even have a kid together. And I even heard that his girlfriend or wife at the time was like a conservative Christian, so that even like adds more fire to the flame. Like, it's one thing if Chris was, you know, I guess going through this whole transition by himself and he didn't have a child or he wasn't trying to start a family, but it's another thing to, you know, start a family and then all of a sudden fucking flip the Uno reverse card. It's like, you feel me? Like, it's just kind of weird, bro. It just comes off a little bit selfish. Like you were too focused on your own, like, I guess sexual needs or wants rather than like actually trying to start your family, you feel me? And even then, like when you think about it long term, he says he wants to be gender non-conforming. So basically that means you're both a man and a female, whatever the hell that means, you know. I mean, I'm not really too into the LGBT stuff, like I said. So correct me if I'm wrong. However, that's going to raise problems for the kid. Because then the kid is not even going to grow up with a proper father figure. He's just going to be growing up with somebody that is a man but doesn't want to be a man. You know where that goes? And then the kid's just going to grow up fucking confused about himself. Like, I think, you know, it takes two parents or two people to raise a child. And you can't raise a child in, well, now a single mother household, since Chris wants to be half. I don't know. But that's just my opinion, at least.
which a lot of people don't understand because we share so
Yo,
much. But this is
Milo,
the
what's
only
good
time
with
I
you?
want to discuss it. Please respect our privacy and please do not comment asking questions about the specific topic. Some people would blame this on Carl because he supposedly changed Chris to the point where his relationship with his wife would deteriorate. Later, Chris started tweeting more and more about the LGBT community, transgender people in specific. This was coupled with his appearance in the MrBeast videos starting to adopt more feminine traits. With his hair growing out, him curling his hair, him painting his nails, and him wearing predominantly feminine clothes. But these were all just characteristics that didn't have a huge impact on most of the viewership. However, a Twitter user named Blix would upload a comparison image
Yeah,
with the
that tweet
title
was
"Bro
funny as hell,
WTF
I'm not gonna lie
happened"
to
that
you.
would gain a lot of traction. There were a lot of negative comments such as "The Matrix got to him," "Carl ruins everything," "I blame Carl Jacobs," "Wokeness destroys the mind, the body, the soul." I still blame Carl.
Okay,
there
of
were
course,
also some
Carl.
lesser serious ones like MrBeast done showed him the
Yes, that was the tweet. I had to fucking cry at this, bro. I died laughing at this shit, bro. Nigga said, MrBeast done showed him the beast. Like, I know it's not, I mean, it is insensitive to laugh, but that was hella funny, bro. MrBeast, what you been doing to my boy Chris, huh? You done showed him the beast, huh? You got all that money and you started wilding out.
beast. Or some people who generally didn't care. But everything would change when Chris quote tweeted this announcing HRT, and it's only been 2 months. Shocked emoji. If you don't know, HRT stands for
Wait. It's only been 2 months and he's already looking like that? So, what happens after a year of taking this shit? You're telling me this man is gonna look like a full-blown female? Oh, God. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself until later, but one thing I gotta say is just like, as a masculine man, I don't know. I don't think I would ever want to be a girl. Like, as easy as like girls do have it in life, maybe. I don't know, I kind of like being a guy, but hey, that's just my opinion. I guess that's what he wanted.
and it's only been 2 months. Shocked emoji. If you don't know, HRT stands for hormone replacement therapy. That is either used to feminize a body using estrogens or masculinize a body
Yeah.
using anti-estrogens.
That shit
Since
is not
Chris was
good,
already
man.
male to begin with, it is very likely that he has been taking estrogen hormones for
Yeah, like as you guys can see, he's just starting to look a little bit like a girl. I mean, that's the point. But
2 months
yeah.
now. The MrBeast crew members would be very supportive of Chris transitioning, such as Nolan saying, "Holy smokes, I'm proud of you," or Carl saying, "Fuck the goofy motherfuckers, keep running your own stuff." Chris would respond by thanking Carl for being such an inspiration. "Carl, thanks for being an inspiration to me and so many other people to be happy and comfortable being yourself."
Is that why they call it the Carl effect? Because Carl started like rubbing his zestiness on everybody else? I don't know. That's what people are calling it, the Carl effect. But yeah.
Everybody can decide on their own whether or not this change
I
was
don't know,
positive
bro.
or negative for Chris. But from this message, Chris has basically confirmed that Carl has influenced him in such a way that he can express himself comfortably.
Yeah, like Carl's just like painting his nails and shit. I don't know.
Ultimately verifying that the Carl effect is real. Not everyone was very happy for Chris to change though, as there were comments arguing, "This is not going to end well. It isn't too late to turn back. He looks like he's dying." Unsubscribed, unfollowed, and unbeasted.
Unbeasted.
Chris also has a son
Okay.
that is around 2 years old, and many people were discontented after realizing that the son now has a missing father figure in his life.
Yeah.
There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times.
I mean, he has a point. We're really living in a society where everything is just easy. Like, doing your essays is easy. Getting a job, I mean, I wouldn't say getting a job is easy, but you got ChatGPT, you got freaking, like, AI, you got freaking instant access to DoorDash to get your food on spot, online shopping. Life has never been easier, and, like, you know, to add on to the rise of dating apps and Tinder and stuff, you literally swipe right, swipe left, and boom, you got yourself a girlfriend next week or something, and I don't know, bro. We're definitely gonna have like a turning point where everything gets way too comfortable and then shit just starts hitting the fan.
Chris would quote tweet again
Unbeasted got me crying?
by
Yeah.
responding, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and gender not confirming folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate. It's taught by people like you. And my child will only know love."
You see, the thing that he's so focused on, you know, talking about hate and love. Like, it's not about how much you're gonna love the kid. It's about the kid growing up with a proper figure to have a role model with. You can give the child as much love as you want, but at the end of the day, at the back of his mind, he's gonna know that his dad isn't like the most normalest dad in the world, you know? And it's just gonna kind of affect his skew on what is normal or what is socially accepted or what he wants to be. But yeah.
I know I'm going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of the children before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker. However, this was all just information Chris posted on his main account with almost 1 million followers. Chris also has a second account named @ChrisTheAltGod, which has around 250,000 followers.
I never understood this. What's the point of making an alt account if you're just gonna have almost the same amount of following as your main, bro?
He first clarified his bisexuality by stating this.
I mean, I get it. There's like some shit you might not want to say on your main account that you might just want to say on there.
I was reading my Instagram comments, and unless I missed something new in my own life, I'm 99.9% sure I still like both genders, lol. I'll see you next time I come out as bi for the 438,905th time. Chris is also very happy that he decided to be public about this hormone usage, as he states here. I'm genuinely so glad so many people are learning what HRT is, and how it can and has helped so many people because of my tweet. I was super nervous to be public about this, because I've always been so private when it comes to this, but seeing conversations started because of me is amazing. It makes everything so worth it. I'm so excited to have more conversations like this in the future with you all. He again uploaded an image with his son stating, "If I didn't have this little nugget, I'd never have gotten this far. He's taught me so much about myself in such a short time. I can't wait to learn through life together."
Yeah, man, that kid's definitely gonna be learning the hard way for sure, though, because that's not a normal life, man. As much as I know they want to push this whole, LGBT stuff, like, bro, just let people be straight and stop trying to force it in their faces, man. Like, I get it, you guys have your pride and whatnot, but at the end of the day, man, can't force people to think a way you don't want to think,
MrBeast himself was very open to support his friend Chris, as he replied positively to a lot of his tweets. Informed consent age.
Of course MrBeast has to support him. I mean, one, that's his friend, and two, like, if MrBeast goes and like out in public and says he doesn't support gay people or LGBT, that's like a huge fucking portion of his market that just gets cut off. Like, MrBeast wants to appeal to everybody and make the most money possible. And if he says something like, "Oh, I don't like gay people," or "I don't like bisexual people," or "fuck the trans," you feel me? Obviously, it's gonna fuck up the bag. So obviously, he's not gonna say anything. But I mean, even if it's not about the bag, it's still his friend, so he has to defend them at the end of the day,
HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving, gender-affirming healthcare in a first-world country is wild. Decisions about their own bodies. Got you, heart. I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend. Jimmy, you are so real for this. Way realer than Carl. On a different tweet, somebody commented, "In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe." MrBeast responded, "Opinion irrelevant, ratio." The guy responded, "I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing I'm not a coward who idly stands by watching a friend ruin his own life." Carl responded, "I am watching the..."
Yeah, I don't know, but in his mind, he doesn't think he's doing anything bad. He's thinking that he's becoming his true self. But at the end of the day, trans people out of the whole LGBT community, bro, trans people have the highest suicide rates. Oh yeah, it says the suicide rate, 32 to 50%. So obviously that's a high fucking percentage. Like, at some point you just regret switching to another gender, bro.
The whole friend group living happy lives, being them to the truest extent and counting up their money, but keep battling on Twitter. Many mainstream influencer news outlets such as Drama Alert and Dexerto covered this incident. But Sneeko, who I talked about multiple times in earlier videos, was not shy to share his opinion as well.
The Chris I know was like a truck driving, AK-47 shooting, Call of Duty playing, dip chewing. Yep. That was...
This man really saying nigger, bro. I get it. He's mixed race, so he technically has the pass on everything, every fucking racial stereotype. But what the fuck, man?
That was the Chris I knew. But that was the Chris I knew. It was, woo, Trump.
The Bahamas.
What's up with all these trannies? The Chris, he had a southern...
Oh yeah, in Jamaica or the Bahamas, they'll fucking kill you if you're gay or LGBT, man.
Accent. He was driving monster trucks and he helped me shoot my first AK-47. And he was chewing dip and he was smoking Marlboro Reds. He had just bought a big truck with all the MrBeast money. That was Chris. What the happened? The people that are encouraging this, they think that they're doing the right thing. They're all brainwashed. Even MrBeast thinks that he's doing the right thing by supporting his friend Chris. Brainwashed. If you really cared, you would not encourage his delusion now, you would look at the long term and see that this is something
Hey,
that
I
he's doing
appreciate
because
that,
he's
Edo.
brainwashed by social
I try to
media.
be
Because
as
he's living in the
interactive
West where
as
this
I
is
can.
pushed by a bunch of garbage.
But
If
yeah.
you were really his friend right now, you would hear what I'm saying, because someone's gonna clip this and send it to him. You would tell him you've made the wrong decision.
This whole situation gets more interesting after realizing that Chris and MrBeast were both under fire a few years ago for a video they made about transgender people titled "I sexually identify as an attack helicopter."
Oh god, Chris was masking his gayness so much, bro. Or his I don't know, not masking it, but he was just he foreshadowed it.
Where Chris would dress up and pretend to be an Apache attack helicopter.
Bro, what are you doing?
Bro? Did you just assume my gender?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to misgender you.
You're such a heliphobe. Get out!
I sexually identify as an attack helicopter.
Okay. Alright. I mean, I get the meme and I get the joke, but it's kind of funny to see how dated this humor is now. Like, this is what, 2017 or 16 or I don't know. That meme was here for a while.
Ever since I was a boy, I dreamed of soaring over the oil fields, dropping hot, sticky loads
Cable,
on
what's up?
disgusting foreigns. People say to me that a person being a helicopter is impossible. I'm having a plastic surgeon install rotary blades, 30mm can,
Rotary blade.
and
Dude, that would
AMG
fucking hurt,
114
bro. At that
Hellfire
point, you might as
missiles
well
on
be
my
like a
body.
Chainsaw Man.
From now on,
character.
I want you guys to call me Apache and respect my right to kill from above and kill needlessly. If you can't accept me, you're a heliphobe and need to check your vehicle privilege.
It's time to live my dream.
Okay.
Hey girl, you want some attack helicopter? Be free, my brother.
Every
Be
day,
free, my
countless
brother, nice.
vehicles are born into human bodies. I've never told anyone this, but I was actually born a tank, but sadly, it wasn't one of our 52 genders.
Oh,
But
wow.
when watching these
Thank
clips,
you
one
for
needs
the
to consider
advice, Mr.
that
Beast.
YouTube was a completely different landscape back in
Yeah, back then you could say anything and you wouldn't get canceled, man. I just miss the edgy era of YouTube where you could just say whatever the fuck you want, you know, talk however the fuck you want, and people wouldn't take you seriously. Nowadays, if you try to make a racist joke or just like anything, or just things that weren't even like, you know, considered, you know, racist or just disrespectful 10 years ago, it's like, oh, you're disrespecting our whole religion or our whole race or whatever. Like, damn, nigga, I just want to make a joke. Can we laugh for once? Damn, I'm tired of fucking being angry.
2016. So a joke that might
also
seem
had some
absolutely
stories to tell.
insensitive right now could have been totally acceptable just 7 years ago. But the comments Chris receives on his TikTok videos, especially on his newest video where he showed a framed image of Carl holding his son Tucker, were mostly unsupportive of Chris's change. Can't spell Carl without L. Carl is taking his son too. Bro, what's happened? He hangs around Carl too much.
That's kind of fucked up. I love how people made like this whole Carl shit a meme. He hangs around Carl too much. That's literally like niggas just saying like, yeah, you're way too zesty, man. Just yeah. That's what I believe.
unsupportive this might have developed because Chris has built an audience of people that liked him when he had shorter hair and
Yeah.
generally showed more masculine traits. So these people might see it as a betrayal when Chris changed his appearance and personality. I try to stay neutral in this video, but if you want to help reach our goal of 100,000
Yeah, that's literally why people were mad at, you know, Chris, because he used to be this, you know, kind of masculine looking guy, and all of a sudden he decides to switch it up, and he has a child. He has a, you feel me? Look, I don't give a fuck, and that's mainly because it's not my life, so it's not up to me to decide who or what he decides to fuck or decides to do with his life or his gender. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna have a child and you're gonna decide to raise that child and divorce your wife, and then you know, all of a sudden decide to change your gender, you know, the child is definitely gonna have some identity issues growing up because he's not gonna grow up in a traditional household at all. A lot of kids that tend to have, you know, problems growing up are kids that are either not born in like, you know, proper two-parent households, or maybe there's just some dysfunction in the family. Like, they don't typically end up being the best kids in society. And obviously, you know, they can obviously, you know, get rid of the cycle if they try hard enough to, you know, try to raise a proper family after that. But it's very hard, bro. And once you got that like ingrained into your family tree, it's kind of hard to get rid of it, because it's almost kind of like it's like a mental fucking disease. You feel me?